So it is 7:54. Let's see. There's D,
This is a very long chapter, and we didn't
E.
get in touch.
I know. I know.
And it's a very good chapter and a very important chapter, extremely important chapter.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, either we're going to have an extension, and it's a lot of information to touch, but you and I talked about that, and this is important.
Well, it is, but you know how I feel about an extension.
No, I know how
If you want to,
okay.
you want to go past the time? Because I'm fine with staying, and we can just finish. You want to go
Yeah,
past the time?
I'd rather stay at least
I'll
until.
start out next week with this, and I haven't read the second chapter yet, the 12, to see how what's all in there.
Well, the thing is, I have, and all of the chapters are chock full of information that we need.
Okay.
And but what I realize is that we will never have enough time to give any of the chapters as a group the level of attention that they deserve. And and not just because it's this book which is so rich, but any book. And Edwina and I worked a little bit on putting together the notes for this week, and it forced me to sort of clarify for myself what I hope to achieve with the reading circle. And so I was saying to Edwina that this is not school. This is a group, to me, a group of people that are looking at issues that affect us, as Black people and as women, and shining some light on them, and bringing our own experience and our own wisdom and our own insight to bear on issues that someone has taken the time to write about in depth. But there's so much to learn. And learning is a lifelong endeavor, as far as I can tell.
That's why I was up 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
What's her name? Wasserman and her colleagues. I got back up at 7 and started again because it was just so intense, horrific, and if you didn't get this material, you were gonna miss something.
Yeah, well, there's so much, but
You wanted me to break it down,
we
like personalize it, and I'm going like, this is the APA, American Psychological picture, right?
Yeah.
It kept me up for almost 2 days.
Yeah, well, it'll do that. And the thing is,
And then you wanted me to
Edwina wrote some questions. Y'all would have thought you were in a graduate class if I had shown you those questions.
I stayed up for 2 days trying to print. It was just a lot of material to cover, and it was intense. And you know what? You can't let people. I said you can't let these guys get away with this.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so much, and what I want to do with the reading circle is encourage people to read, because really, there's so much about our history and our experience that we need to know, that you simply cannot get in the space of a conversation. And so I don't worry about whether or not you all read the chapter, because I'm not here to be the police or your teacher, you know, or you know, you don't hear me asking questions about what did you know, what did you get out of the chapter, that kind of thing. Because if you didn't get anything, if you didn't read, you're not cheating me. You know, if you didn't read, you're cheating yourself. And all of us, black and white, who refuse to be readers for whatever reason, we're cheating ourselves. And that's why you see so much ignorance in the world, because people don't want to take the time to go in depth to understand the very complicated issues that we need to understand. On the issue of what else could the young people do, the answer's complicated. Yeah, there are things that they can do, but as Venita said, it's complicated, and it's going to take a lot more. They burned down a community development center and retirement home. Community development center that had job placement programs, health information, you know, and so it takes a real seriousness, a real commitment to understanding the issues to be able to effectuate any kind of change. So I don't get blown up when we can't get through all the material, because we're never going to get through it. But if you want to know more, then that's on you as an individual to know more. Just as Georgette is always off watching some video.
That's my thing. I can read and watch at the same time.
Yeah, Venita watched a video she didn't tell us about.
What you want?
That was it the same one, Venita? On lobotomy?
Oh, yeah. No, when I watch, I'm one of the Georgette girls. I be watching those videos.
Yeah, yeah.
Lobotomies. I mean, you know, your question, your rhetorical question. So you said, what's wrong with white people?
Well, but before you get into that, let me just.
Can I say something? I'm going to step away for a minute.
Sure.
I'm going to go get my daughter from the train station.
Okay. We'll probably be here when you get back. But you know, no, I just wanted to say, you know, that I create a lot of questions and write a lot of notes and stuff. And I share them with you, and we share them with each other. But, you know, we can go back as individuals and look at those questions on our own time. And just, you know, what I was saying to Edwina is, I don't care what you learned from the book. You learned whatever you wanted to learn. You learned as much as you wanted to learn, as much as you could learn. What I want to know when we come to the group is, you know, what do you think about all this stuff that we're learning together?
Exactly what the point I'm trying to make. I couldn't turn away from it because it was one thing after another, and you know, I'm looking at bypassing parental consent. By the time I reached that point, I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, you know, Edwina, we're on chapter 11. I mean, we've been doing this now since January 20th.
Okay.
And you know, and that's why really, you know, it's not that I don't love you guys and want to be here forever and ever, but that's my reluctance about adding more weeks and dragging it on and on and on, because really this is a lifetime of learning that we're looking at. And there are other vantages, other perspectives, like, you know, Harriet Washington, I mean, she's just done, you know, she's done an amazing job. But sometimes I think it's Joelle that will say, and this is the case for reparations. And I'll say, well, you know, among other things, because Harriet Washington doesn't talk about what's happening to us in the educational system. She doesn't talk about what's happening to us in the employment system. She doesn't talk about what's happening to us in the housing system. You know, there are all these other angles on our experience. And so as individuals, we can take in, you know, this much. As a group coming together for a short amount of time, we can, you know, process it a little bit together, but really, you know, we'll never be able to get through it all in these meetings if we met every day of the week. So yeah, so let's hang out. If everybody can stay for a little while, let's, you know, maybe get through one or two more sections or whatever. I do have to take a break, Venita, but
we don't have to go through the whole thing, because I guess I'm a little bit worn too. When we're probably end up needing a lobotomy when we get done with this book anyway.
I know.
Please.
But I'm gonna leave the camera on you. I'll be back. Give me a minute.
Please.
Okay.